Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple, they were asking this question in the interview. We're given the head of the single linked list and we need to return the reverse list. In this question, we use the class list node to represent the object of the node. Inside the class, we have two attributes. One is called value and the other one is called next. For example, for the node 1, the value is 1 and the next node is node 2. However, the key point to understand the linked list is that the node 2 also contains the node 3 because the next of node 2 is 3 and so on. So you can consider the node 2 like this whole object as one object because they are all links together. So you can visualize the linked list as different nested circles. And this is considered the head node because once we have the head node, we can traverse all the nodes. The question is asking to return the reverse list. Let's start with this simple example. So we are starting from the head node. We know that the current item is 1, 2, 3 because the head node all links all the nodes together. The next node of node 1 is node 2 and always links to 3. And our goal is to reverse. So we need to have 2 points to 1. So we need to clean up the current item. We need to get rid of the next after the 1 node. And for the node 2, we also need to get rid of the node 3. So in Python, we are calling the constructor of the class to create two new objects. One is for the head node and the other one is for the head.next. I know this approach is not optimum in the space complexity because we are creating new objects, but it is easy to understand. So you can see the intuition here that in terms of the reverse linked list, the current item actually becomes the next item, and the next item actually becomes the current item. So by calling the current item.next is equal to next, we can assign the next of the node 2 to node 1. However, as we are moving to the node 2, we notice that we are missing the node 1 from the previous. So we need to introduce the third variable called the previous. From the previous iteration, we have 2 points to 1. And again, we need to revise the variable. So the curve becomes next. And the next becomes curve. So you can see from here, we need to clean up the next. And the idea is to point 3 to 2. But we also need to include the previous as well. So it's actually 3 points to the previous. Therefore, we have the following pseudocode that the current item.next is actually equal to the previous. Here's the whole Python code. Let's see how the algorithm works. Initially, we assign the head node to be with the previous. At each iteration, we assign the next node to be the previous. So the previous is 1 and the next node is 1 currently. If the head node has next, then we assign the current node to be the next. And finally, we assign the previous variable to be the current node. So this will become 2 points to 1. And we are calling head.next. And the current node becomes the head.next, which is 3. Because we are currently on the node 2. And we assign the current.next is equal to the next node. So 3 it actually points to the previous, which is 2 and then 1. And this is it. You're done. I understand that sometimes the linked list question can be really tricky because we are dealing with the nested nodes and we need to play with the variables previous, next, and current. And my suggestion is always start with the simple example. If in your pseudocode you have 3 variables, then you can come up with the example to have 3 or 4 nodes. And honestly, go through your pseudocode first before you start coding. If you like this channel, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.